Pumpkins aren't just for show at this time of the year. I want to show you a delicious vegan pumpkin lentil soup that you can make. It so easy and so delicious. And pumpkin is full of all sorts of nutrients like beta carotene and so many other good vitamins and nutrients. So let's get busy and take a look at the recipe here and see how this is made. It's in 4 steps. It's called pumpkin lentil soup. We're going to take 1 onion that's chopped, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. First, we're just going to cook that on high for 30 to 60 seconds. Once that's softened, we're going to add 3 cloves of garlic that have been chopped, a small piece of ginger that has been sliced. We're going to add 1 piece of turmeric root that's sliced and a half a bunch of cilantro that's chopped. We're going to stir in 1 teaspoon of chili flakes. If you like it spicier, add a little bit more for you. Next, we're going to cook that for about 2 minutes so we can get the flavors of the spices blended in. After that, we're going to add our 4 cups of pumpkin that's cubed, 1 cup of red lentils, make sure you rinse them, 4 cups of vegetable stock. We're going to bring that to a boil, reduce it to simmer for just 20 minutes. After that, we're going to puree everything into the blender. We're going to return it to the stove and stir in our final ingredients that make all the difference. 1 cup of coconut cream, we need it in full fat, 2 tablespoons of lime juice, and 1 teaspoon of salt. If you want it a little saltier, you just add a little bit more. This is so delicious. Let's get started. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to heat up our little stove here, and we're going to get our ingredients in. We've got 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. That's our fat. Then we're going to take our onion. We've chopped it. This is 1 onion, and we're just going to put it in. And we're going to get that cooking. Wow, look at this on high cooking, and it's turning soft. What you're looking for is for the coconut oil and the onions to blend and start to look kind of soft like that. They start changing in color. We're now going to start adding our other ingredients. We're going to add our 3 cloves of garlic. So we're going to add, after our garlic, we're going to add our ginger. This is about the size of the slice that you're going to cut up. And then we're going to add our turmeric root, which this is what it looks like. It'll be about double that size that you'll put in. And you're going to put those in. And you're going to start stirring them up. Next, you're going to add your cilantro. Since you're going to be blending this, you don't need to have it super chopped. So you can just tear it up and put that stuff in there like that, or you can chop it in advance. It's starting to cook, and I'm going to add my chili seeds. Okay, now I've got my spices and seasoning in here. So now I'm going to go ahead and keep stirring that for 2 minutes on high. You want to keep stirring it so it doesn't burn. I'm blending my flavors is what I'm doing. Wow, look at that. Isn't that looking good? So I can smell the fragrances as the different spices start blending. That's how you know it's ready. Now you're going to add your 4 cups of pumpkin. Cube it, that's fresh pumpkin. If you want to do any of these in dried spices or canned pumpkin, you're welcome to do that. Then we're going to add our lentils. Remember, we rinsed them. Now we're going to add our 4 cups of vegetable broth. I'm going to use cubed vegetables. So first thing I'm going to add is 2 cups of water. This turns out pretty thick, so if you want it to be a little thinner, you're going to need to add more water, but you can decide that at the end. These are really tasty vegetable broth cubes. These are my favorites to use, but you can decide what works best for you, or if you want to do canned broth. There you go. Now we're going to bring it to a boil, and then we're going to reduce it, put a lid on it, and simmer it for 20 minutes. It's been 20 minutes, so let's take it off of simmering. Wow, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? That's amazing. What we have to do now is we have to take it and put it into the blender, and we have to blend this all into a creamy soup. Now it looks really thick. If it's too thick, we're going to add some water to thin it. Let's get started with adding it to the blender. We'll bring the blender over like this, and we'll start scooping that in. Let's put a lid on, just loosely, because otherwise it can tighten it up with the heat. We won't get it off. So we'll just set it on top. So we're going to turn this on. Slowly we're going to blend it. So I added a couple extra cups of water because it was a little too thick for my taste. Let's take this off, take the lid off, and look at how pretty that is. Now that's a consistency I like. If you want a thicker consistency, less water to thin it. We're going to take it now and we're going to add it back into our pot. And we're going to add our final ingredients here. Before we add our final ingredients, remember, Intestinal Health Book has lots of delicious recipes. It also teaches you about how to be healthy in your intestinal tract, goes through various diseases and how to help them with self-management, and it also talks to you about cleansing. So you can pick that up on Amazon.com. Let's finish this now. We have 1 cup of coconut cream. We need the full fat. I'm going to put that in. Then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of lime juice and 1 teaspoon of salt. The next thing we're going to do is we're going to blend this. Okay, so due to the heat, that coconut cream will melt in, and it just makes it lovely. Now that we have it all blended, we're going to take our ladle and we're going to scoop that up and make a beautiful cup of soup. Look at that, it's even got some swirls of the coconut cream. We're going to take our spoon and let's try it. It's a wonderful dinner. So healthy, full of protein, fiber, everything. This is delicious. You're going to love it. So is the whole family and the children too. Wow, that's got a little kick to it. Be easy on your peppers, but that's delicious. Enjoy.